Hello to our friends. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it's time for another Orc Mode workout, and today was Dynamic Effort Bench Press Day. But a quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos every day, reach down there and click like down below. If you're one of the 95% who don't, just reach down there and click it. Go ahead. You know you want to do it, I would appreciate it. Alright, over to the training. Went ahead and went with kind of the next most aggressive, most common way for speed benching that Westside runs. And that is 50% bar weight, 30% band tension for 9 triples. And a lot of times it looks like they're not even running them as a wave, they're just running them flat all the time. Which also means if I want to switch bars around, I can just switch bars for random weeks, just to break things up a little bit. But these felt good. They felt slow the first few sets, and I felt like I got faster, but as I look at the footage, reasonably fast. Plus I'm doing close grip on everything, which we know I'm faster and stronger at. And I feel like with all the volume of close gripping and other stuff, my pecs are going to keep growing. I'm not worried about pecs. I'm more powerful out of the bottom on close grip, and I'm going to do more and more and more upper back and mid back specialization work, which I think is going to square all that up out of the bottom. Like, it shouldn't be an issue. That's not even where I'm weak at on benching, particularly close grip. It's triceps, triceps, triceps. And I think that's going to be the name of the game for me, getting really strong at just close grip variations for reps, all my speed work, all my volume work, and then just build triceps and upper back lats. I think that's pretty much going to be the key for me to get my bench up. And I'm not even concerned with wide grip. I can test wide grip, but I think my wide grip will come along with this too. But I have a feeling even come comp time, closer grip just might be the way to go. Because it seems like no matter what I've done, I'm always stronger at it. So we're rebuilding from where we were before the shoulder issue from pull-ups still. Bench is coming back along nicely. I have a feeling I'll be back to that point very quickly and then push on past it. And for those who forgot, I hit a 352 close grip bench press this summer. So we'll push further beyond that, right? Am I going to reach the goal for the year with the setbacks that I had? Maybe not, but I'm going to try for it. I think it's within shooting distance, and that was to hit a 375, but I think I'm going to have to do a close grip. Have to do a close grip. And we know what we have to do to build the close grip. But obviously, people can tell I'm still getting leaner. I haven't lost any weight recently. I've still stayed. I haven't dropped back under 219. We'll eventually get down to under 210. Because eventually I'll want to compete 198. And I think people forget that. They'll see my weight and say, oh, whatever your strength for this body weight. That's not how it works. Your walk-around weight is not your competition weight. Those guys, when you see a record or a ranking, those guys don't weigh that walking around. Assume every one of those guys is 15 to 25 pounds heavier than what he weighed in per comp. All right, put that in perspective. And even people, they can talk about, well, you get 24-hour weigh-ins and the IPF, whatever. No one cares about the IPF. I don't care about any federation. All I care about is rankings. That's all anybody should care about. Who cares about individual feds? Powerlifting's powerlifting. But there are guys who've done over 20-pound cuts and broken records in the IPF with the 2-hour weigh-ins. So even there it happens. As crazy as that sounds. So for me, if I get down under 210 over time, and I'm not in a hurry to get there, because I need to keep getting stronger, we can slowly bring weight down. It can be a pound a month. Be 3/4 of a pound a month, as long as the body fat and weight come down. Focus on body composition. It's fine. But if I'm under 210, dropping down to the 198 is easy. Okay. People can say whatever they want. Well, I don't think you're strong for your class. You haven't checked charts. I'm not like even in the bottom 90% of the field. I'm not even in the bottom 95% of the field. Run the numbers yourself. Look at what I lift on gym lifts and go look at classes. Okay. So I'm going to keep pushing to get better and better and better. Look what we've done in the last year and a half. Okay. I don't even have to replicate that again. I mean, I drop another 11 pounds of body weight at all, ever, and gain even 50% of the strength I've gained on conjugate, not 100% of it again, but 50%, I'm done. I'm already there if that happens. So we just got to be consistent. Keep evolving the training. But the speed was good today. Happy with the speed work on the benching. Really enjoying the new rack and the ability to set all my bands up with a little bit of variation. But yeah, for those curious, that's 100 pounds a band. Then I decided, look, I know I need more tricep, and I don't want to go over to board pressing yet. And I want to keep a little more tricep focus for the accessory work on the speed days because I get a lot more chest volume. Like, I'm more worried about stuff like buffalo bar and possibly even the cambered bar and stuff later on max effort day. I want to make sure the triceps really get worked hard on speed day. Because I'm getting plenty of chest with the full range of motion speed benching, and we know triceps need to get bigger and bigger and bigger for me. So I'm like, what can I do? Football bar. Football bar hits the triceps a little harder. Do it with a close grip. Managed 5 sets. I got 4 by 10, and then I got 8 with this weight. So that's not bad, because what if I set as a goal to get sets of 10 with 255 on the close grip with any bar? Pretty well reached 235 with the football bar, which is usually a little bit harder. So we've got to stack another 20 pounds on there for the rep work. When I do that, I know I've got a bench PR again, meaning the 352 won't be my max. I know that I've got a PR when we can get 255 for multiple sets of 10. All right? It doesn't even matter which bar, any bar. All the bars. But I wanted the extra tricep, and I felt this is better than me using a board press because I don't want to risk the weaker loss of the chest and the range of motion at the bottom just yet. I know I need more tricep, but I can do more tricep work. So I just chose, again, a bar that hits the triceps a little harder. And it did, in theory, except that I didn't feel any tricep on any of this. Right? I felt pec and front delt. I mean, I feel a little bit of tricep on all this, but even these tricep dominant things, I'm not feeling that much tricep. I have to get in and work my triceps to feel them. Like, I had to get to the JM presses, and then I've already done some band press downs before this. And again, I'm going to do a lot of band press downs as mini workouts. And that's what people have to realize too. What I do on here is the main workouts. This doesn't include my abs, my restoration work, or my general physical preparedness. Okay. I do a lot of sled drags and farmer's walks. Like, if I don't want to deal with whatever's going on outside, I just do more farmer's walks. I go do sled drags outside. And I'm sorry, guys keep asking me silly stuff like, why don't you film it? I'm in Houston. I don't want to have to risk dragging a camera out with my sled on a dolly, risk breaking a camera just to show people sled drags. And I have to set up a camera and tripod. Takes away from all my work getting it done and getting back home. It's easy. I keep cameras in my weight room. Here, this is easy. I keep camera plugged into a wall charger so that the battery's always charging. Okay, so I have to set that up and then go be 100 plus yards away from my camera doing sled drags where someone could just run up and steal my equipment. It's not worth it. And it's very obvious from my training, the actual watching the real footage, that I'm in shape with a high work capacity. I filmed GPP in the past. It's very obvious I'm not afraid of it. And that I do it because I used to film some of my GPP sessions, so I'm clearly doing it. I'm sorry, anyone who doesn't grasp that is not paying attention. Ludicrous. Like, it's not even unreasonable to just for people to assume it. Like, if you knew what my channel was about and if I never mentioned it, you would still know that I do it. Based upon watching my training footage, if you know anything, and the fact that I promote GPP. Like, you would know already that I do it. At least I tell you guys what it is. But these are the main workouts. And then all the other stuff, it's not the same because it's not my true strength training. It's recoveries, conditioning, all of that. And this is really the meat and potatoes. And honestly, guys, programming for GPP isn't that important. People really over analyze that. to the point to where if you really need advice on programming your GPP, you've lost the plot. I want you to think about what that word means. General physical preparedness. You're really going to sit down and program your GPP with a spreadsheet? Okay. People who are thinking on that level might be trying to figure out why they're not making gains. It's very obvious to me why you're not making gains. You're worried about things that don't matter. You know what matters? Getting your programming and your volume right on this stuff here on the main workouts. The other stuff is conditioning work. You know what? Do more sled drags and prowler work if you need your squat to go up. Do more weighted carries if you need your deadlift to go up. Okay. Not saying they all don't carry over, but there you go. How much should you do? I don't know how much can you handle. Build to it gradually. And we did JM presses. 5 sets of 10. This is with the same weight I used last time, and it was challenging. It was easy on the first set, then it started getting pretty challenging. Like, not going to lie, it was kind of tough today. So, and again, that's probably because my triceps got more fatigued than I realized. Like, I didn't feel a lot of tricep, but that doesn't mean they weren't working. Because, again, the heavier band tension for 9 triples, fair amount of tricep work for the speed bench. Okay. 5 sets with that football bar on the close grip, even though I felt nothing but teddy and shoulder. It's still considered to be a more tricep dominant bar and a more tricep dominant grip. So they got worked hard. So these were actually ended up being challenging. I need to get stronger at this though. This is 140. I need to get this up to 155 for 10s. Right? Let's this is how we extrapolate stuff down. We say, well, if I need to get the close grip to this, how do I get there? Well, we rotate bars around to avoid acclimating, to avoid overuse, and then we do other movements that will help strengthen the close grip. The JM press does. So if I can put another 15 pounds on my JM press, my triceps should be strong enough to get another 20 pounds on the close grip for my volume work. And if I can put another 20 pounds on the close grip for my volume work, for my sets of 10, what does that translate to on a max? That puts 30 pounds on a max. Right? Your 10 rep max goes up 20 pounds. Your 10 rep sets go up 20 pounds. Your 1 rep max will go up 30. Now, people say, well, that doesn't carry over. It doesn't carry over for people who don't max out all the time. For people who do, it does. Okay? And I max out every week. We max out every week. So, yeah, it does count. It is exactly how it works. So, the JM press feeds the close grip. Okay, and that's how it works. How do we keep the JM press from becoming an issue? Well, we have to be willing to rotate through reverse bands and chains and possibly different bars, right? And I have to keep my elbows healthy. How do we keep the elbow tendons healthy with the band press downs? So everything trickles downstream. The band press downs increase work capacity, recovery, and tendon health for the triceps, which in turn allows me to do more work on the JM press without tendinitis. We can do more work on the JM press. We get more tricep hypertrophy, more general growth for the pressing muscles with the tricep focus, which will then make the close grip bench rep work go up. If all my close grip bench rep work goes up, my maxes go up. People following? This makes sense. And then we build all the other surrounding support musculature. Should be upper back lats, everything else. All the stuff that I need to get that pop out of the bottom, get the power out of the bottom. That's what we do. Snatch grip high pulls, so that I could get strapped up better. And almost died there, guys. But we're all good. No one worry. I'm safe. So, I didn't like this pair of straps. I did the first 3 sets with those. They were really hard to get wrapped up. I felt like still couldn't wrap them as well, even kind of on pads using these as blocks instead of those slings so that I could roll the bar. I ended up going to my thicker straps, and I'm probably going to try to mess with some snatch grip deadlifts tomorrow, so I needed to make sure I break out the thicker straps. I think we need a little more snatch grip work in general. If I'm going to get my upper back bigger, It will help. And even the snatch grip work, it's like we talk about me needing more thoracic erector, more trap. That's how we do it. All of it. All this contributes. We need to build that upper back. This contributes a lot. I got 5 by 10 today with the weight. It was tough. It was hard. But we got there with the 185. Now, I've already said eventually I'd like to get to 225 for sets of 10. But, man, 185 is hard. It could take a while. Like, if this continues to be this challenging at 185, I might need to work in some other variations. What can we do for variations? I could put chains. I could hook bands to it, reduce the bar weight, and do that. Why? This is a speed strength type exercise. It's explosive. It's an acceleration curve. Bands and chains are phenomenal in any exercise that has a speed strength component. Right? They're phenomenal. And then they let me kind of break up adapting and getting used to this movement so that, again, we don't ever acclimate. We don't ever want to adapt. We need to always be pushing for more. We always continue to disrupt homeostasis. So, I feel like this lift is doing good. I feel like it's helping already. All that area, my whole shoulder girdle feels stronger. And we know this will contribute to the upper back, but I also feel like the snatch grip deadlifts will help even more. They'll increase this. I think the snatch grip deadlifts will possibly contribute even more to dealing with my T-spine weakness on squatting. I feel like it'll make me better at these. And if I get better at these, my whole upper back comes up. So it's probably one of the keys that I need in the equation. And then maybe a little bit of snatch grip rowing. All right, so that we kind of change the rowing up a little bit. It's going to be the idea. As again, I have straight weight, I have bands, I have chains. I've got some extra different stuff coming to hook my chains up a little better at the ends so that I'm not dealing with dropping on the plates. So that'll give me an extra tool in the toolbox. I've got other tools I've bought. It's a matter of shipping and stuff these days. Some of it's going to be a little while. Everything I need to keep pushing to that next level. And I need that stuff. It's an investment. You know, it kind of comes over to the point of people like, well, why do you do this? It's obvious why I'm doing this. And I've already said numerous times why I'm never going to discuss events. You guys know I've already discussed it in detail. Yeah, I plan on competing again. And no, I don't care what federation, because I don't care about federation records. I care about when you go to open powerlifting and you put my age and weight class in, I want to see what number I am. That's what we care about. That's what matters. How do you stack up? How do you rank? And anyone who says it's not a competition, it is. And any guy who thinks that way, you are not thinking like a man. You've been feminized. Straight up, brother. You have been feminized like a woman. Because it is a competition. Men are hierarchical. We compete. It breeds excellence. This is how we become our best. Anything we do in life. Right? It's all a competition. So yeah, how we stack up. So yeah, I need those tools. I need plenty of tools at my disposal. I think we can see from these my quads are on point. They've been growing from all the GPP. Right? Because I don't do any direct quad work. What do we do for quads? Speed work, glute bridges. And anyone who says glute bridges don't work quads, you might want to look at the movement pattern. I think it builds quads in a way that carries over to the bottom of your squat, says me. It says basic joint angle specificity and biomechanics. Okay. We're addressing one of the aspects of the quads that don't get worked on a lot of our other lifts, all of our other pulling. Right? No, it's always about full range of motion instead of reworking the full range of motion at least through multiple lifts. Several different exercises accumulate and build everything at the joint angles to get us all the way there. But this last set was tough. The straps, I finally got the straps better. The heavier straps worked a lot. And I'm going to definitely need these thicker straps for the snatch grip deadlifts, which I'll work back in. And yes, I'm going to do them for high reps. It's not going to be fives. We're not going to do fives, guys. We're not playing with that. We've got to build muscle. So why stuff like this, it's tens. I know people are like, why are you using this explosive lift for tens? Because I can. All right, we're not here trying to build technique. We're here trying to get thick. I'm doing this as a hypertrophy movement. Happens to have an explosive component, it'll help with that. Trying to build my entire shoulder girdle and upper back. That's what we're doing. Rows. I did them with bands today. I added a little bit more band tension. Just 75 pounds of band tension. And man, did I feel it. I felt it in my traps. And we need the traps. Well, I need traps. I need more trap. People are like, you got traps. No, I don't have 700-pound deadlift and 600-plus pound squat traps. So do I have traps? No, I've got a mid-500 squat traps and low 600 deadlift traps. But that's not going to cut it. It's not going to cut it. And I need traps top to bottom. None of this, oh, we do yoke training and train just the upper trap. We need upper, middle, and lower trap. They all perform different functions. Okay, and I need that mid and lower trap. Particularly that mid trap. That one makes a big difference. And we're working the mid and lower trap here. And because the bands hit it at the top where that trap is really working hard, think about that for the deadlift. That contribute to deadlift, scapular stability? Absolutely. Contribute to bench press? Yep. Might it help with overall T-spine strength? Yes. The whole trap matters. Yes, thoracic rectors matter. They matter a lot. But so do traps for that. So again, we've got to maximize that. We have to maximize the trap development. So stuff like the bands being thrown in breaks up the exercise, creates that, again, that larger speed effect, that overspeed eccentric. Eccentric loading with heavy bands is ridiculous. You know, you get people who talk about, oh, I do eccentric training. Really, do you? Because I can't tell that you do. You care about your eccentric reps because there's data that eccentrics cause certain amounts of hypertrophy. But they don't do any really eccentric work, do they? Oh, doing a 5-second eccentric rep. That's not eccentric. There's no focus on the eccentric. You're just going slower. Research shows that doesn't even improve growth. Eccentric overload increases growth. How do we get eccentric overload? Well, you can use weight releasers. Spotter help you with forced reps. We can do bands. Bands create eccentric overload. Right? So not only are the traps having to work even harder at the top, we're getting that eccentric overload. Again, building speed strength, because this is, again, an explosive exercise, trying to maximize hypertrophy. My arms were really pumped after this. Like, curls were tough, but I did my 5 sets of barbell curls. I'm not able to go very heavy, obviously, to get sets of 10, and some of them I'm having to rest pause the last rep or two, because this really, it fatigued my biceps a lot. So there's a fair amount of pulling to do, especially with the bands and everything. So I went into this with a bicep pump already. So this was actually challenging. The first set wasn't that challenging. The second, third, fourth, fifth was. Again, 5 by 10. Everything today was 5 10s other than the speed work. Chasing body composition. Got to maximize hypertrophy, and we've got to get it in the right places. We want to get stronger, guys. Okay, if we want to get stronger, this is the name of the game. You can forget doing all these 4s and 5s and all that. Okay, we have max effort work. We don't need all that. We need to get straight volume in, with a focus on progressive overload on the volume. But the training volume, it's all everything today, 5 10s. Not a lot of overlap on the exercises, of course. You know, the rows and the high pulls hit a lot of similar muscles. That helps. That's some overlap. Obviously, all the pressing, similar muscles to the speed bench. And then we do curls. Make sure the biceps get finished off. I need the bicep. I need them for injury prevention. Right? I need it for injury prevention on the deadlift. I need it for bench power out of the bottom. Right? Add another inch to my biceps. Get more pop out of the bottom of the bench. What else? Could be if I'm getting a really, really intense bicep pump on my rows, even though I'm feeling tons of lat and trap, are the biceps also a potential limiting factor? Yeah. So if I can get that limiting factor stronger, I can row more. I can put more force into a row. If we can do that, what happens? We get more growth. So the curls, there's reason to do them. There's reason to do them. I always got to remind myself to do it because, by the way, I don't like curls, and I think bicep training is silly. So by me stating those things and reinforcing it in my brain of why I have 3 different benefits to doing them, all related to my goals, it motivates me to do the curls. So I've got a reason to do them. And we have to do that. Like a lot of guys say, well, I don't want to train my legs. Well, you need to find a reason to. It's like I'm finding a reason to do curls. I don't like curls. I think biceps are stupid, to be honest with you. I think they're the most ridiculous, overrated bodybuilder muscle. But I need them for performance now, and I need them for injury prevention. So make myself do them and convince myself that I have to. It's self-programming. But I'm really happy with today's workout. A lot of good work being done. Happy with how all of it went. I'm not particularly tired afterwards. I feel good. So I hope it has been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.